Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to go on a really cool adventure to figure out something we all use every single day, money. We're going to unlock all the secrets to building a piggy bank that's way stronger, way smarter, and totally ready for the future. So, let's jump right in.
Okay, first things first, I've got a question for you. Just imagine you're holding your absolute, all-time favorite candy. Got it in your head? Okay, now, would you trade that delicious candy for this? Just a piece of paper. It sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? Why is this piece of paper worth a whole candy bar? That's the big mystery we're going to solve together.
You know, to really get what money is, we have to go way back in time. I'm talking before phones, before cars, even before piggy banks were invented. Back then, getting something you wanted was like playing a super tricky game. I like to call it the great trading game. You ready to play?
Now, the biggest, most annoying problem with this trading game was something with a super fancy name, the coincidence of wants. I know it sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. It just means for a trade to actually happen, you have to find someone who has exactly what you want. And at the same time, they have to want exactly what you have. And, well, you can probably guess that almost never happened.
Let's just see this puzzle in action, okay? So, picture this. You have a banana, but you really want a coconut. Should be a simple trade, right? Well, not so fast. The person with the coconut, they don't want your banana, they want a mango. So now, you have to go all over the place, searching for someone who has a mango who is also willing to trade it for your banana. See what I mean? It's just a confusing, time-wasting mess. So, people clearly needed a much better way to do things, and that's when they came up with the ultimate cheat code for the trading game, money. See, money is just a special thing that everybody agrees is valuable. So now you can trade your banana for some money and then use that money to buy a coconut or a mango or, well, whatever you want. Game over, puzzle solved.
And you would not believe some of the wild things people have used as money throughout history. For thousands of years, people used these beautiful cowrie shells. In some places, they used cattle as money. And get this, on one island, they used giant stone donuts. No joke. They were so huge you couldn't even move them, so people just remembered who owned which one. It just goes to show pretty much anything can be money, as long as everyone agrees it's worth something.
All right, so money fixed the whole trading problem, which is awesome. But then, a new problem popped up. Sometimes, the money you have in your piggy bank can start to lose its power. It's almost like a superhero slowly getting weaker and weaker. Let's figure out why that happens.
So today, the money that most of us use, dollars, euros, pesos, it's called fiat money. And it's not valuable because it's made of something super rare like gold. Nope, it's valuable just because a government says it is. It's basically money that only works because of a big promise.
But what happens when that promise gets a little weak? Well, that's when we run into something called inflation. And the best way to get it is like this. Imagine your money is a big, delicious glass of juice. Yum. Now, inflation is like someone pouring water into your juice when you're not looking. It might look like the same amount of liquid in the glass, but it's weaker. It doesn't taste nearly as good. Well, your money is still there, it just can't buy as much stuff.
So what does that watered-down money look like in the real world? Well, think about candy. A few years ago, maybe $1 could buy you 10 pieces of your favorite candy. But because of inflation, that very same dollar today might only get you 5 pieces. And in the future, who knows, maybe only 2. You still have $1, but its buying power has shrunk a lot.
Okay, so if money can get weaker, are we just stuck? No way, absolutely not. This is where you become the hero of the story. You can learn how to make really smart choices that protect your money and build a piggy bank that's tough enough to beat that whole shrinking money problem.
The very first superpower you need to learn is telling the difference between your wants and your needs. Wants are all the fun things, right? Like the newest video games, more toys, tons of candy. Needs are the things you absolutely must have to live a good life, like food, a safe place to live, and, this is the super important part, savings for your future. Yep, thinking about the future is a need, not just a want. So what's the best thing to save? Well, for thousands of years, people have used something called sound money. Sound money is special because it's really good at holding its value over a long time. And why is that? Because it's rare, or what we call scarce. No one can just snap their fingers and make a whole bunch more of it, so it doesn't get watered down. So what makes money good anyway? Well, the best kinds of money have these 5 awesome superpowers. First, it has to be durable, so it doesn't fall apart like a piece of fruit.
It's got to be portable, so you don't need a giant wheelbarrow to lug it around like those stone donuts. It needs to be divisible, so you can break it into smaller bits. It has to be scarce to keep its value, and finally, it has to be acceptable, meaning everyone agrees to take it.
A really smart inventor once said that the biggest problem with the money we use today is all the trust that's required to make it work. What that means is we just have to trust that the people in charge won't water down our juice by making way too much money.
Let's put these two types of money side by side. So fiat money, like the dollar, is all based on a government's promise, and it's controlled by one central group. And for them, making more is pretty easy. But sound money, like gold for example, gets its value from being a real, physical thing that's hard to find. No one person controls it, and it's super difficult for anyone to just make more of it.
Wow. So, we've gone on this amazing journey from trading bananas all the way to thinking about digital money. Money has changed so much over history, and guess what? It's not done changing. So let's take a quick peek at where it might be headed next. Just look at this timeline of money's incredible journey. We started out trading animals like sheep, then we moved to shiny coins, then paper money, then plastic cards, and now we have digital money that lives on our screens. Money is always changing with technology. And that big question mark at the end, well, that's for you to think about. What do you think comes next? Because here's the most important secret of all. The future isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you build. Every single choice you make with your money, what you decide to spend, what you decide to save, and how you save it is like laying down another brick in a giant building. You are the architect of your own financial future. So my final question for you is, what are you going to build?